Hey my artist friends, in today's video we'll be talking all about gouache. It is a gouache extravaganza. Well, not really. I'm going to be showing you all my gouache paints. We will be opening and reviewing this Meeden 24 color gouache paint set. And then I will be painting for you this very lovely, if I can say so myself, gouache poppies. So I've actually painted these poppies in watercolor before, and they were really popular. People love poppies around here, so I'm gonna do it in gouache. So if you wanna find out more about gouache, wanna learn more about gouache, gouache, keep watching the video. This is all the gouache that I have in my collection, and I'll be talking to you briefly about how I got them, what I've used them for, why I bought them. Let's start with what is gouache. If you don't know what gouache is basically like watercolor, meaning it is water soluble, but instead of it being translucent, it is opaque. So basically you can layer on your colors on top of each other and you won't see the underneath color through. So basically you can use white to lighten your painting. Okay, that's the biggest thing. It feels like it's inevitable in every watercolor artist's life to go and test out gouache, just because it's so similar in application, yet different. All right, so let me show you what I bought first. These Holbein gouache is the first kind of gouache that I have. And you might be wondering, wow, how did I get to buy such a branded brand gouache, being the first time that I'm using gouache? So this brand Holbein, oops, excuse the little shakiness. This brand Holbein is a Japanese brand. And I only bought a few colors because they say, you know, you can mix up every single color with primary. So I got the red, yellow, and blue. I got a green because I like green. And green is a good convenience color. And I bought a pink because, you know, I love pink and it's good to use pink. But, you know, I bought all these without knowing color theory very much, and probably won't choose these particular red, blue, and green again because this is a very warm red. I should have chosen magenta or something. And then, of course, I got white because white is, you use white a lot in acrylic because, sorry, in gouache, because you need white to lighten your paint. Lighten your hue. So watercolor, we add water. Gouache, we add white. I wanted to just go in and buy a nice, expensive, well, not expensive, but a really good quality artist grade gouache, but in a few colors because I didn't want to make the same mistake I did with watercolor, where I bought like student grade and, you know, and then I immediately wanted the expensive one because the student grade just wasn't good enough. So I experimented with these a little bit here and there, but I just never really got into it. So it just sat in my drawer and I hardly use this anymore. And then let me show you what else I have. I bought this set called the Carandash Gouache set. It says school. It says for school, but it's actually very pigmented. And this was recommended by Aurelia from Create the Cut. On her Instagram, she paints gorgeous florals and she uses this quite a lot. She uses this like watercolor. So although it says it's gouache, and what I really wanted to try this set, and I'm sure you'll be tempted to, is that this gouache comes in pans, unlike tubes. So just spray to reactivate, and the consistency is pretty awesome and thick and opaque. But she, Aurelia, who uses this, who recommended this, lightens it with so much water that she uses it like watercolor. And I love it. I actually love the black on this one. I do love the black. All right, so check it out. So cute, right? All right, next is acrylic gouache. So what is acrylic gouache, you might be wondering. Acrylic gouache is basically acrylic paint, okay? It's not gouache, so basically it doesn't reactivate with water. Why they call it gouache is it's actually matte finish. So the thing about acrylic paint is it finishes to a glossy, shiny finish, if you've seen acrylic painting before. So if you want to have the qualities of acrylic paint, but you don't like it glossy, you buy acrylic gouache. And this is also Holbein. I have so many here, as you can tell. I don't know why. I can't even fit it in one container. And I have hardly used it. All right, so I bought this to paint some Christmas ornaments maybe a year or two ago. And I got them at a discount. I think I got them at $3 or $4 each at, I can't remember where I got it, but I remember it was really good price. That's why I got all the colors. And I hardly use it, but I will use it. I promise I will. Okay, and then finally I have this Meeden 24 color gouache paint set that it's not open yet. So Meeden kindly sent this to me because I asked them for it. I wanted to try a good gouache set, and I wanted to just play around with gouache, and I wanted all the colors that I would paint with. So today I am gonna open this and we're gonna play. I might use some of the other supplies as well, I'm not sure, but let's give it a go. What I'll be using is the Meeden hot press 100% cotton paper. Hot press is basically smooth, and because gouache is like an opaque matte finish kind of medium, I think hot press or smooth paper will work really well. All right, so yeah, let's start playing with gouache. I'm gonna be using one of these cheapo plastic pellets to squeeze my gouache tubes into. I wish I had a little cute porcelain one, but all my porcelain pellets are ginormous, so I'm just gonna use this one instead. I just gotta remember to write gouache and all that. I can't believe it's taken me so long to try this set. I just want to say thank you to Meeden. They've been just an amazing supporter of my channel, sending me lots of wonderful supplies. They're just a great company, okay? So, you know, as a person that has an art YouTube channel, I do get approached often by different brands, and not every brand is as easygoing, easy to work with, super chill, super friendly as Meeden, right? They send me the product and they don't hound me for the videos. They just give me lots of time to do what I need to do. So thank you, Meeden, for sending this to me. I really am very excited to play around. Okay, so straight on. Oh my gosh, so cute. I just love the design of the tubes. Very cute, very different, yeah, nice circles. Okay, so also these tubes are large. You know, they are 12, what does it say? 12 mil. 12 mil? Yeah, 12 mil, which is quite a large size compared to watercolor, because acrylic, you just tend to use more of it. So for this swatching part, I'm just going to fast forward it, and what I'm just generally looking out for is, you know, how opaque the gouache is, because gouache is meant to be quite opaque, how streaky it dries, and of course how buttery it applies. I'm just using it directly from the tube. I'm pulling the pigment straight from the tube because I needed to decide which 20 colors I want to put in the palette. So this was one way for me to just get to know the colors a little bit more. Yeah, so you know, they do say that with gouache you should add white anyway when you paint it. So there are some colors which are a little bit transparent now, and I wouldn't, you know, necessarily use it direct. I would definitely add white to it. So I'll let you know right now what I think about the whole thing in general. All right, so I just want to show you that the yellows have dried, and it has dried opaque. There is some streaking I see in this one here. I'm not sure if you can see that. Mid yellow, less streaky. Yellow ochre, very flat and nice. Portrait tone, a bit streaks. Pink and rose, definitely there's streaks. But these three reds really kind of like finishing off very nicely. So is the purple and cerulean blue and this cobalt blue. These three are nice and flat and matte. Okay, these two I've got problems with, the ultramarine and Prussian. They're just streaky. And if I do my painting and it turns out like this, I won't be very happy with it. The greens as well. This one, all right. I won't judge these yet because they're still a bit wet. So I'm going to come back and have a look at all of them. Okay, so this is pretty much dry now. And I have to say that, yeah, the streakiness with these I'm not very pleased with. And I just love these. These are great. Okay, so, but then again, I am not a gouache expert. And maybe this is what gouache looks like. Let me know in the comments if you paint in gouache and what I should be expecting from gouache. In any case, I'm going to paint some flowers right now. But before that, I'm going to just put the 20 colors into this palette so I won't need to keep squeezing. And I hope that it reactivates fine after I'm done. All right, let's do it. So I'm doing this method, which is what I do for watercolor as well. Squeeze the tubes out into a pellet and then let it cure. And then hopefully I can reactivate it with water every time I use it. I'm really not sure if it's going to work out. Different people say different things. Some people say with gouache you can't really do it, but I'm just going to give it a try. So what I want to attempt to paint today is this watercolor painting of Poppies, but in gouache. This is the image that we're going to paint in gouache, and I will be putting the link to this reference as a Patreon perk if you want to join my Patreon. I'm using my Meeden hot press 100% cotton watercolor paper. So you can use whatever paper you like, because I find with gouache, because there's no wet on wet effect and all of the fancier stuff that we do in watercolor, you probably can just use mixed media paper as well. I just have this from Meeden and it's hot press, meaning that it's smoother. So I would then use cold press for for gouache, because it might just be a little bit too toothy. And I want it to be smooth. I want it to be nice and smooth. Okay, so for this YouTube video, I will be forwarding the painting by 10 because it's actually really long and the format's a little bit too long for YouTube. The full version will be available for all my Patreons on Patreon, so the whole video is about an hour long. But for this YouTube version, I thought you might, be able to just get the gist of how I do this. So I first made a background using ultramarine and white, which on hindsight actually kind of just looks like the cobalt. Anyway, then I mixed up a lot of white, and you'll see that I use a ton of white in this whole painting to start making these poppy petals. Now, I really wanted the petals to be light on this whole painting, so I just mixed up white with a variety of yellow, with pink, with the other pink, rose in my palette, so that I can make different variations of this. And I'm using actually a small size 6 round brush, so that, because the gloopiness of gouache is so different from watercolor. It's a lot of learnings, actually, a lot of learnings that I have done. Also, you notice how I left white space, or rather blue space, in the middle of the flowers when I actually didn't need to, but it's just habits from watercolor. Right, so I just put some yellow down, and I'm making a little green now, again using a lot of white to add, and I made those little stems, adding the leaves. This painting really did take a lot longer than my usual watercolor, and if you are my Patreon and you do watch the long version, you'll also notice that I actually have a lot of moments of quiet, because it's a new way and a new medium for me, so I just need to really get into it. All right, so I waited for this layer to dry, and what I did here is, using a slightly smaller brush, start to layer on just line marks. So this is like layering, how I would layer watercolor, but because the base layer is so flat and thin, this is also a chance for me to sort of like add texture. And I really use my reference photo here to get inspiration on what kind of colors do I want to make for all the next layers. But obviously you can see I've just used a combination of just the same colors, but just in different tones. So yeah, I definitely use a lot of white now, and I use white to just go in to make the light parts of the flowers. So the wonderful thing about gouache is you can use white to on top of your painting to, you know, intensify the differences in value. I've also made a lighter green, and then I used a darker sepia thing to just go around the whole painting to get the details. And the truth is, I could go on and on and on, and I think that's what actually people do with acrylic and in oil and in gouache. But I wanted to keep this, you know, my first gouache painting pretty simple. So yeah, the fun thing about this is you can layer dark and then layer light and then go back to mid and then layer again white. So to just deepen the layers and get thicker and thicker. Overall, I really enjoyed this painting, and if you want to see the full thing, go on to my Patreon. Hey, before we end the video, I wanted to just do a quick comparison with the watercolor version of this painting to the gouache painting version of this painting. Let me know what you think. This is me painting in watercolor for 4 years. This is me painting in gouache. I swear this is the 3rd or 4th time I've painted in gouache ever. Of course, there are a lot of skills that can be transferred from what I learned in watercolor to gouache, and I would just say that that is really mostly understanding depth and value, and maybe a bit of composition. However, I feel like I didn't do such a bad job. There's my impatience that's shown in here. That is a virtue in watercolor, I feel. But maybe in gouache, I just do need to be a bit slower and intentional. So yeah, quick comparison. I have a video of this painting that I will put here as a link if you want to watch how I do that and follow along. Otherwise, thanks. I really love the matte finish of the painting. It's so satisfying. I don't know how to describe it. And I really do recommend these set of paints. If you want to purchase them, I have a 10% code in the link in the description below. So anything on Meeden, you can go ahead and get it. Remembering the paper is Meeden as well. So check it out. Otherwise, please subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.